What's up, YouTube? Just Joe Catchpolia sitting on the couch making some money investing in fractional real estate online. Today, I want to talk to you about a couple different tools that I use regularly for due diligence, and also where I'm going to start listing all the tools that I use on a regular basis that you might not be familiar with. So, if you've been watching my videos, you know I spend a lot of time doing due diligence on a lot of the properties that we look at on all different fractional real estate investing sites. You know, Lofty's probably the one I spend the most time on, but Mogul, Collab, um, a whole bunch of different ones, right? Ground Floor, although I don't do a ton of due diligence on those ones. Oh, before I forget, please like and subscribe. And also, I have links in the description below to all the sites that I'm currently invested on. Just because I invest on any of them doesn't mean that you should. You should do your own due diligence on all of them. And that's what these tools are for. So if you're not in the Discord yet, I do have a link in the description to get onto this Discord. It's just fractional real estate investors. It's just meant to be a generic place for people that invest on any of the platforms to come talk about them. I've got separate categories for the major ones that I've come across so far. Some of these I've invested on, some of them I haven't. I've usually done videos if I've decided against investing on some of them and then put them in there. But if there's other ones you guys want to jump in and talk about, I'm happy to add some extra categories and also uh, just discuss them generally. Always looking for new places to put some money. I don't think any of the sites are perfect yet, but some of them are certainly to a point where I feel like I can make a good profit on them. Although still very much in the experimenting stage. But so I just created a new channel on here for tools. I'm going to drop links to all the things that I use regularly, like spot crime, the FEMA flood map. I'm always using AirDNA. That's a paid one that I use. You can get a lot of information for free, but you can't see the actual comps on there that I'm often pointing to. So, like for example, when I was looking at this one on Mogul, I believe you'd get this information with a free account. But when you come down here, I don't think that you actually get to see the comparables, which is where we found the property itself. Because it is a little bit limited in being able to find these, if you're not using the paid one, I wanted to share a different tool that I used to use quite a bit. The reason I pay for the AirDNA is for my day job, where I help investors buy properties in San Antonio, Texas, mostly short-term rentals, but really any type of residential investment property. So I don't necessarily recommend you pay for this. I might pay $100 a month or something, but I have a nationwide account. So I use it quite a bit. So it's worth it. But I think that if I were just using it just for the investing, I don't think that I would do it. Um, I want to show you a free site that I use, or I used to use quite a bit, but now I don't anymore because I have that nationwide paid site. But so it's just called Awning. It's awning.com. This is provided by a short-term rental management company. I think they do long-term rentals as well. If you look at their tools, I think they have a regular rental calculator too. I should actually pin that in there. Um, Maybe I should just do this page here. But in any case, this I'm going to just show you, comparing it. So this is the AirDNA that I pulled yesterday or the day before when I did the video for this property on Mogul. It says $70,000 is projected revenue. When I pull the same one up on Awning, it's this address here. I already searched it earlier. Yeah, I put the beds and baths and number of guests. On this one, I really like it because you can put if it has a hot tub and a pool or not, which is on AirDNA, you can't differentiate, and I think that's kind of silly because it makes a huge difference. You can see I'm locked out of some of these, but you actually just have to sign in, and the data is free. Because they're a management company, they're hoping that you find the deal through that, use this due diligence tool and then hire them to manage it. I'm just not signed in at the moment, but I just want to show you, it came up with a similar revenue. And then, you have the ability to click on all these and actually um, look into the individual comps. And I think if you did that, you'd probably end up getting, yeah, this exact property, and you'd be able to see it in the same way. I'm not going to sign in. just because I hate doing that when I'm doing the videos. This thing freezes so much anyway. But so I just wanted to share that tool. I think this is a good one. One, I also wanted to encourage everybody, I am as much as possible trying to get us all to discuss these things and share info and I really think that collaborating with other investors is the way to go, especially with how early we are in this fractional real estate investing industry. And so if you have other tools and you don't mind sharing them in the comments below, or if you jump in the Discord and want to put throw them in there, either way, it's fantastic and I'd appreciate it. So that's what I put in here. I'll be adding more as I do more. Next time I actually use them, I just take a lot of them for granted. I just, jump in and am looking for something, and something triggers a thought in my head, and I'll pull one up. But I'm sure there are a whole bunch more that I'm using regularly, and so this list will grow. And at some point, I'll probably put something together to sort of organize these better, and it won't just be a list in the Discord. But I think for now, it's a good place to share new ones. If you're wondering what triggered this thought today, it's this Lofty query somebody shared in the Lofty Discord today, that I had never seen before, and I've been pretty active in there. And so it's just this is the website, Lofty Query app. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about this one because I think it's really neat. You can see there are all sorts of fields that you can get in your output list, and then you can filter by a whole bunch of different stuff too, right? And they show you. You basically just click on the question mark, and it shows you how you want to do it or how you do that. Less, you can use less than or greater than, or so. Um, it's a really neat tool. I think that sometimes you can't. Sometimes it's not easy. So like I like Lofty's site in general, and actually if you use their list view, it's even a little bit more useful. As far as um, the info that they have there, and you can sort by different columns. But I put together a different little query where, I'm just basically taking every single property and spitting out, whatever. I wanted to see all the different things. Their cap rate, cash on cash return, current maintenance reserve. They have an IRR field that you can query, and I don't even know where this shows up. Um, I don't know if this is actually just the total return one. Let's click on one of these and see. So 11.9. Do we see that anywhere in here? 11.13. So this says it updates only once a day. So maybe that's the total projected yield, but I don't think so. Oh, that's interesting. Is this really not very accurate at all? Cash on cash. Well, this is also not. Hmm. And so that's one of the things, like I said, it's a brand new tool. I don't know how reliable it is, and so that's an interesting thing. When I was looking for some of the stuff, it seemed to be accurate. This is the first time I'm actually trying to look at that. But so when it does the maintenance reserve, 561079. Let's see if that's accurate. Yeah, okay, so it is pulling those. And so this one is showing like what the reserve amount should be, and this is showing the current amount. They had a vacancy reserve, which I thought was an interesting field, but it looks like only one property actually has it, and so it's 1750 vacancy reserve. I have no idea what's going on there, especially when they have this big negative number in their actual reserve. But so I think there's probably a bunch of ways that you could use this to figure some stuff out. One of the things that I noticed right away, there's 167 properties on here. I went through and counted because I knew there wasn't 167 on here. I counted 153. I don't know. I was just scrolling and counting. Might have missed one or two or something, but I definitely didn't miss 14. And so there are several properties that you can see if you just create this whole list that you won't see um, if you won't see them if you're doing the search on here. And so why do I care about that? Well, so there's a couple of them on here. So let me see if I can do. Let's find Keeler. Oh, I thought I could use this Control F to search on here. Let's see. Huh. Oh, that's really interesting. So I wonder if Keeler's, so there's even some that aren't pulling up on here. But like, so for example, Penhurst, this is one that I'm invested in. I'm fairly certain it's not on here. Yeah. Um, and it's because it's been for sale. And so as soon as it's for sale, they take it off of there. But I'm really curious why this is pulling up some, but it doesn't pull up Keeler because that's one. So this is still not even pulling up all of them. And so that's one of the things I think is kind of interesting is like Lofty has these properties that, so Keeler's one that's under contract to sell in the real world. And so they take it off of here. I wonder why they don't even see it when they query though. Because when I look at in my account tab, I can still pull that page up. So let's see if my, so let's see. Yeah, I am spelling it right. So what is this one? Oh, nope, don't do that. Um, if you do this, so this is Lofty Asset 135. So let's look at this query and see, did I just miss it, right? Or is it not on this list? Yeah, no, it's not on, it doesn't even show up on this list. And so I didn't do any filter. And so this isn't able to pull that. So that's super interesting. So there are even some that don't show up on here, but like I showed you, the Penhurst one shows up on here but doesn't show up on the marketplace tab. So and the reason I care about that is I just have found that some of the most interesting opportunities are buying the properties that are already listed for sale in the real world. Let's look and see if Dresden's on here. Okay, so Dresden, this is one that I own a little piece of, and this is for sale in the real world, and it's under contract. Let's see if it's on the Lofty on Lofty's page. I think it's taken off of here. Yeah, so they don't have it on their marketplace page anymore. Um, you can find it here, and so to me, this is useful, right? Like what I've been trying to find a place where I can see the deals that are not listed on Lofty, but are still haven't been sold in the real world yet. And so this would be one way to check that. Um, I'm not sure of sort of an easy way to sort for that. I'll have to play with this tool a little bit more. But I am going to show you one other thing that I think is useful on here. Sorry about that. I had some technical problems getting this to spit out. I was just going to say this one other thing that I noticed already that you can look up that's very useful is this Oracle price. It's just one of the fields that you can do. You just do Oracle price. It only gives you 93 properties, not all of them, but that's because this is how many liquidity pools I think there are. Maybe there are more and it's not pulling the Oracle price. If you don't know what this price is, you should, if you're doing any market purchases or market sells, when you interact with the liquidity pools, um, this is basically a number that Lofty has put into their system to sort of kind of, I think what it does is kind of act as a price target. So like, as there are trades, if the price is well above the liquid or well above the Oracle price, it's going to, a sale is going to move the price down faster, or a buy is going to move the price up slower than if the Oracle price were, or than if it were right at it or above it. And so I don't know if you watched my video a couple weeks ago about, I own some of both of these properties. They were acting very differently, even though to me, the situations were very similar, but there was a whole bunch more trading in this one, this Peoria property, than in the Sangamon, but the price was not moving nearly as fast. I think a lot of that, there's definitely some issues with balance in the pool, but that just got exacerbated by this. But I think that it started because these are vastly different prices. Um, I don't think they should be, and I know that Lofty's working on fixing or changing. It depends on your point of view, how they come up with these Oracle prices, and how often they move and whatnot. But so for currently the sale price is well above this Oracle, or just a little bit above the Oracle price on this one. It's way below it on this one. I think we're probably at $24 right now. Last time I looked at this one, and so every purchase, like this one, swings really wildly with every purchase, and this one moves extremely smoothly. Um, and I think that's part of it. I know that's not 100% of the answer, but knowing basically, what Lofty thinks the target price should be, or what that should be on these properties, um, will help you to a small extent be able to figure out, you know, how wildly those prices will change when there's a certain amount of trading. Like I said, I mean, there's a lot more to understand than that. I'm definitely not the person to be educating anybody on the liquidity pools, but this is one number now that I've learned to look for. And there wasn't, until I found this tool, there wasn't some easy way to look this up. And so I think this is a great way to do it. Um, I'm sure there are a whole bunch of other things that I'll want to use this for. I don't know what those are yet. I'm going to just play around with it. You can see there's all sorts of property fields you can look at. There's all sorts of things related to the related to the pools. And so this is really interesting. The more I start to understand how this works, the more I'll probably, uh, I mean, like quote balance or excess. These are things that have impact on how the pricing works with the pools, and how either smoothly or wildly those prices move with each purchase and sale. Um, and also will have to do with if you are staking. Um, if you want to pull money out of the pool, whether how big of a penalty that you'll pay. So a lot of interesting things I think we can figure out from this if you're looking on Lofty. And if you're not on there, this is not going to be a useful tool, but hopefully you'll get some use out of some of these others, most of which other that I've already mentioned before. But I think it'd be fantastic if this became a place that we all pooled resources, and if we have other free tools that people know of to use for any of the platforms, instead of putting them in the individual ones. I think for now, let's just put them all here. And then, like I said, I'll try to organize it sometime in the future for us. So it'll be in a more usable format. But as we're getting started, um, I think this is a great place to just start to share them with each other. Um, I think other than those two, you've seen me use all the others that I've posted already, but like I said, I'll be adding more. That's it for me for today. Thank you for watching. Please do like and subscribe. I've noticed a couple people just commenting to help me out, which I appreciate that. It just like sort of boosts the video's visibility, I think, when you do that. But so thanks for that. And until next time, I will keep making mistakes so that you don't have to.